Very good evening, fellow Foundrymen. It's a pleasure welcoming you all for the management program, which is being organized by the IIF Chennai chapter. So, to start things, we'd like to ask our chairman, Mr. Trainer&Mgt, Mr. V.K. Raman, our vice chairman, and our speaker for the day, Mr. Soma Valliappan, sir, to please join us on the dais, please. So, very good evening once again. So, this is a joint program between the MMA, that is Madras Management Association, and IIF Chennai chapter. We've been doing this management series for, I think this is our 6th or 7th program. So, to take things started, I now request our Chennai chapter chairman, Mr. Trainer&Mgt, to welcome the gathering, please.
Good evening, Malai Vanakkam. This is on behalf of Institute of Indian Foundrymen Chennai, as well as MMA. I welcome you all for this great evening. So this is every month we have a program here on with the MMA and IIF Chennai. Mostly a 99% on management program. We have today is a very unique, is emotional intelligence. Maybe 90% or more than that we doesn't know what is the emotion is all about. Maybe we know emotion because everyone get the emotion. So apart from that, how to be emotionally intelligent and how it is going to help us as an individual or as in a people across a society, how it's going to help us is a key word today. So when we had the topic, actually Vice Chairman Mr. V.K. Raman has asked for this because he is an emotionally stable person and also he is intelligent also. So a couple both together and said, why don't I have that, why don't you people also have the same? So that is what we had today, this emotion intelligent. I talked to Mr. Venkatraman of MMA and he said, oh sir, the period subject is a very big subject. I'll get back to you on a very good person. After a long discussion, he came back with Mr. Dr. Soma Valliappan. Sorry for Mr. Dr. Soma Valliappan. So I gone through his entire background. He's a fantastic personality, and maybe this is the first time we are having such a great scholar as well as authority on the subject. That's what I could say. He is also an author. He has authored a lot of books on this subject. Not only this, many other subjects also. So with that's a small background, I welcome you all IF members as well as MMA members to this evening. So it should be a great takeaway. That's what we are expecting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. To now introduce our illustrious speaker for the day, I now request Mr. V.K. Raman, Vice Chairman, IIF Chennai chapter, to introduce to the speaker.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Vignesh, for giving me this opportunity to introduce Mr. Soma Valliappan. Mr. Soma Valliappan is an Indian writer, speaker, trainer, and an expert in the areas of human resource management, personality development, and financial investments. He has written over 60 books in Tamil and English on various subjects, including self-development, the stock market, emotional intelligence, time management, sales, leadership, and personality development. On career path, known for his erudite writing style, his articles and columns are widely published in leading Tamil newspapers and periodicals regularly. His book on stock investing, titled Alla Alla Panam, released in 2004. Book Thank you. By Kirak Publishers, New Horizon Media has sold over 1 lakh copies in about 5 years span. He is regularly invited by many Tamil television channels for his opinions on stock markets and economic events. He appears on several TV programs such as Star Vijay, Doordarshan, now Podigai, Makkal TV, Kalaignar News, Pudhiya Thalaimurai TV, etc. Valliappan sir has held several senior and executive positions in human resource management in many organizations representing manufacturing, financial services and IT services sectors, including BHEL, Whirlpool and PepsiCo India Holdings, as well as Indian Hotels Company Limited, Hindustan Motors Limited, Cameo and Navia Markets Limited. Currently, Sir is running a management consulting services company, Mainmay Management Consulting Services. He has authored about 70 books in various topics from finance, HR, management and emotional intelligence, both in English and Tamil. So this topic particularly is selected because predominantly all the foundrymen will be always emotional. So when some truth is hidden or truth is forgotten, then the real foundryman will get emotional. So that's the situation. So that is why this topic has been selected, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, before our speaker starts, I'd just like to keep you updated that today we have with us here two books authored by Dr. Sir. One is Everything You Need to Know About Emotional Intelligence, and the other one is a Tamil book, which is Emotional Intelligence 2.0. So these books are available here. You can also buy it. So with that, we would like to start our presentation. Sir, the floor is yours.
Respected Chairman, Vice Chairman, Secretary, members and distinguished members and guests, also from MMA. Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Lady and gentlemen. Okay. And cameraman. So when people want me to talk on emotional intelligence, they ask me how much time you want. We have done program. I attended a program at XLRI, Jamshedpur, for 1 week. Program will start by 7 and then will end by 6, Monday through Saturday, nearly 6 days. I got interested in the subject. This was in the year 2000. Hope it's okay if I continue to talk in English, or should I switch over to Tamil? You all may be comfortable. There may be some people who may not be comfortable. So if they are sitting here, no, unless somebody is not understanding Tamil, I must speak in English. Otherwise,
English because it's been uploaded to YouTube.
Okay.
So across India, our members will have.
Okay, fine. That's fine. I appreciate. So, but in between I can make a few mentions in Tamil so that some of our foundry men can also enjoy. So therefore then I got more interested in the subject, and then immediate thought was to ponder over my own mistakes. And I realized many. I improved myself, though not to the fullest extent. The journey continues, but I have improved a lot, and along with my successes increased. So I became a successful person both in my office, at home, also in society. I would attribute most of it to my emotional intelligence. Then I thought I should share this with our fellow citizens, and then I wrote a book called Idliyaga Irungal. Idliyaga Irungal. So idli is such a soft, bland item, but for slightly saltish, which will go well with any accompaniment. Sambar, chutney, kurma, podi, with whatever, tair, sakra, you can eat. Therefore, a person will have to be an idli. This is what I mean. The reason for giving a name like Idliyaga Irungal, be like an idli. Then in the year 2013, I wrote on the same subject in English, titled You versus You. You versus You. There is another self within, a pessimist or an optimist or a fearful person, a jealousy guy. We all have many people inside. So we have to fight with them. to overcome and manage situations. So the book, incidentally, without even my application or asking for, ISTD gave me a prize, a consolation prize, but a prize from ISTD on its own for the book You versus You. I've got a sample here. Then I was asked to write a series. I have written about 23 series, Thodargal, in different magazines in Tamil, of which one, Idu Adukkum Mela. I wrote first one on finance. Generally I am asked to write on finance. I wrote one on finance for Kumudam Snehidi. Then asked me to write another serial. So then I wrote another serial for 30-40 weeks. Then third one also they asked me to write on finance. I said it's boring for me. I will write you some other subject. They asked me what is the subject. I said I will write on emotional intelligence. They said our readers will not understand, especially we are a magazine for women, so it may not go well. So I said, you don't worry, it's what I write, I am sure people will like. So then I had to make it more simpler. And then I wrote Emotional Intelligence 2.0, which is a book now, titled, but for them I gave the title Idu Adukkum Mela. That was a quite popular Tamil dialogue with director Shankar's movie, Idu Adukkum Mela. So this is something more than even that. What is that something more than even that? I meant emotional intelligence is more than something else. That's what the title, that was also well received. Also I did a research with Madras University on emotional intelligence. I am also awarded a PhD by Madras University for my emotional intelligence thesis. So after writing all this, we also do training. I started off saying that if people ask me how long can you do, I started attending a program for 7 days, 6 days. We do program for 3 days on emotional intelligence. We means IE, and then 1 day program, and then half a day program, then half an hour lecture. So therefore for everything the format should be different. In half an hour, 40 minutes, we should not do what we do in 3-4 days. So there people will have to change, realize and make change in themselves. Whereas for such evening casual talks, we have to make people appreciate, yes, there is a subject like this which I need to know. That's what one can do in talks. So today what we are going to do is a talk. So not a presentation, or in such program we have exercises, we have battery of tests. We will test a person's emotional intelligence, we will find out the areas that they lack, and then we'll have some videos, we'll have some exercises, so do all that, and then we do this in organizations for 1 or 2 days for senior people, junior people, all that. But today it's an appreciation program. Okay, where did all this begin? What is this emotional intelligence? Originally, or even now, not only before, even now, people think for success means success in career. You are in your office, your industry, or your business, whatever. We think if you are successful there, you are successful. And for that success, one needs good education. And education means language and mathematics. This is broadly true not only in India, even in Western countries. When first the industrial revolution happened, there were no workers for industries. They had to convert agricultural workers into industrial workers. They have to test them for suitability. For testing them, how can they test somebody's suitability? They have to do some competitive exams, like our children do now, be it a banking exam or TNPC or whatever, IAS, IPS, anything. They have to first write a test. What do they test? They test your English, mathematics, test of reasoning, general knowledge, blah blah. If somebody scores very well, they are toppers. They get college admissions, they get overseas college admissions, they get bank jobs, they become IPS, IAS. Of course, for IPS, IAS and all, they have interviews also followed with a test. But initial screening, if somebody fails in such exam, written exam, they cannot attend interview and where to get those jobs. Therefore, the first filter happens with the test on IQ. IQ is intelligent quotient. Intelligent quotient is how intelligent a person is compared to the normal for one's age. So they test, and then they test that through somebody's ability to recall memory, somebody's ability to comprehend the language. This is what they have been doing. That's how even today GRE, GMAT, all exams are conducted, banking exams, everything. Then somebody wondered, including some people outside India, they wondered that are all these people who are successful with education, are they successful in life? Those who are successful in education, are they successful in life? So now they are shifting from career to life. Is it different? It's different. One may be career-wise very successful, but family-wise zero. May not have good relationship with the family members, the children may not be with them, spouse may not be with them, or they may be all the time worried about. I have to give a pass now. Now everybody wants to pose for the photo. Let us finish that. Let us accommodate what is needed. Except Vice Chairman, everybody is conscious. Because he knows he is very close. Whatever he does, he will not be covered. The photographer will have to go behind now. Okay. போனா போதுன்னு என்ன இடம் இந்த ஃபோட்டோ எடுத்து நமக்கு என்ன வரப்போகுது ஒன்றும் இல்லை. இந்த ஃபோட்டோ நான் பார்க்கவே போகிறதில்லை, இருந்தாலும் அவர் ஆசைக்கு எடுக்கட்டும். ஓகே ஃபைன். ஸோ ஒரு ஐக்யூவில் இப்போ கிளாஸ் டாப்பர்ஸ், நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் இன்ஜினியரிங், சம் ஆஃப் யூ ஹவ் டன் இன்ஜினியரிங். ஸோ வேர் யூ கிளாஸ் டாப்பர்? ஹவு மெனி ஆஃப் யூர் கிளாஸ் டாப்பர்ஸ்? எடுக்க இல்லை, இன்ஜினியரிங்கில் கிளாஸ் டாப்பரான்னு கேட்குறேன். வரமாட்டீங்க. ஓகே ஃபவுண்டரி. ஓகே. ஸோ ரொம்ப இன்டெலிஜென்ட். ஆமாம், ஐ எம் நாட் அ ஃபவுண்டரி மேன், neither a class topper. Okay. So class toppers will also be trainers. Sorry, non-class toppers will also be trainers. So அவங்க என்ன பண்ணாங்க, they found that let us do a study. Why imagine and then just make wild guesses? Let us make a study. They wanted to see the most successful people of GRE exams of yesteryears, say 10 years before. At the point of time of study, they said, let us go back to 10 year back exam results and then take out these names and look at them. What are they today? 10 years back they were toppers. What are they today? So naturally many of them were in good positions. You would have noticed I said not all but many. Many of them were in good positions. But some of them were not in good positions. Not only that, they were not doing well in society. Some of them in prison, some of them had strained married lives, some of them had committed suicide. We know some prestigious institutions, we get news that there are more suicides in such prestigious institutions in India. I didn't mention that name because it's recorded, so somebody may get offended. So therefore they were wondering, such an excellent performance in exams and studies, but in life after 10 years they are a failure. Some of them are a failure. Why? They were in a hurry to conclude something, but somebody said, hold, let us not just stop with this. Let us see those who did not do well in their education and see where are they today. They created a list. Some of them who are no very backbenchers, failed something. After 10 years, as expected, many of them were not traceable. Only many, not all. To their surprise, some of them were in good positions in society. Like we have today many good retail companies, apparel. Imagine those owners, where were they 20 years before? In colleges, in schools, were they the first benchers, were they toppers? Where are they today? In politics, we see many leaders. Where were they 20 years before?
One instance I would like to.
Yeah.
Kamaraj.
Yeah.
Dr. Kamaraj, he did not have.
Dr. Kamaraj. Kamaraj. Perundalivar Kamaraj. Yeah.
He did not have.
I thought there is some foundry man by name Dr. Kamaraj.
He is highly successful.
Highly.
Was.
Yeah. True. He was All India Congress leader also. Okay. So, thanks. So, therefore, they found some people very meaningful. Gurus. You take some gurus, what is their education background? Some of the life coaches, what is their background? So, this is what. Then they have now two statements. All those who were toppers were not successful. All those who did not do well in education were not just failures. So then they came to a conclusion that it is not that IQ alone is determining somebody's success. With the IQ, some are successful. Even without such IQ, some are very successful. So then this is not the determining factor. There is something else. Let us keep this aside. There was another study or even a paper presentation by one gentleman by name Howard Garner. Howard Garner presented a paper in Harvard University. The paper titled Frames of Mind. The Frames of Mind paper talks about multiple intelligence. So hitherto or until then, the thought was intelligence means language skill, mathematics, logic. Whereas he came out with a paper saying intelligence is not restricted to that. Of course, it is also intelligence, but there are different types of intelligence with people. Inborn, developed, whatever. So he, to begin with, said 7 types of intelligence. Can you guess what are those 7 types?
Spiritual.
For your age, you have to say only that. Maybe, may not be. I will not tell the answer now. Why?
Attitude.
Attitude, okay.
Relationships.
Can attitude be an intelligence? Or it's parallel? You went through Google. You are talking like Google now. Wait, you are right. But we have to wait for now. What are you doing actually? Teacher training. You have learned this somewhere? Okay, good. So you are right. They tell you. So I am not testing for your IQ now. No, since you know, I am leaving it for the guess because the engine should start. If we always take ready-made, we will not keep our machines always idle. So our kitchen should also cook something. No, we should not always wait on Swiggy. You are Swiggy. Hold on. I want the other engines to start. Spiritual, attitude, relationship, emotional intelligence. Okay. நம்ம செந்தில் குமார் பார்த்தார். இவர் எங்கேயும் சுத்தி அங்கதான் வருவார். நம்ம அதே சொல்லிடுவோம். Okay.
Social competence.
Social competence. Okay. Artificial intelligence. I now understand why after job you are doing business. Okay. First he said, I will tell you a few names, you say whether they are intelligent or not. Ilayaraja.
Yes.
Why such silence here?
Yes, he is intelligent.
Yes. A.R. Rahman.
Yes, he is.
Beethoven.
Yes.
Mozart. Dhoni.
Yes.
Sachin.
Yes.
Vasco da Gama. Kamban, Tiruvallur. Now I have given you clues. Tell me what are the intelligence? 7 types of intelligence. And that is categorization. You are right, but you are categorizing. But intelligence, specific intelligence. Somebody is very good in one. That is what is intelligence.
Linguistic.
He has got one. Linguistic. Linguistic means somebody is word smart. உறங்குகின்ற கும்பகர்ண உங்கள் மாய வாழ்வெல்லாம் இறங்குகின்றதென்று கான் எழுந்திராய் எழுந்திராய் கரங்கு பெர்ஃபெக்ட் இல்லை அதில் ரொம்ப ஒரு ஸ்மார்ட்டாக இருக்குது ஸ்மார்ட் அதாவது இப்போ வந்து கரெக்ட் ஸோ இஸ் ஸோ குட் ஸோ நீங்கள் வந்து ஓகே ஐ அக்ரி வித் யூ இன்னும் நான் என்ன ஆட் பண்ண விரும்புகிறேன்னா சம்படி ஹூஸ் ஏபிள் அவருடைய இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் என்ன கிரிக்கெட்டா அப்படி இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் பார்த்தா 200 இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் வந்துடும் அக்யூரசி ஒரு இன்டெலிஜென்ஸா அது பை ப்ராக்டிஸ் இட் பிகம்ஸ் டிசிப்ளின் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸா ஏற்கனவே டைம்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஃப்ரேம் சொல்லிட்டாரு அந்த அம்மா வேற பாதி சொல்லிட்டாங்க I cannot change what he has said times of frame, so that is why I am disagreeing with all of you. Logical, okay. Logical and the cricket level illama. ஒரு ஆளுக்கு கிரிக்கெட்ல வந்து இந்தியன் டீம்ல சேர்க்கணும்னா we must send him for logic training. என்ன செக்ரட்டரி சார்?
Consistency, sir.
Consistency. Why I am elaborating this discussion is everybody should involve thinking.
Native intelligence.
Native intelligence. இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் அதை கூடுதலா எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுங்க.
Because I have seen many people who are from the.
No, you are trying to say that it's inborn.
Inborn.
So, what is that inborn in people? That's what now we are discussing. How can we say different types of? I said Ilayaraja. Ilayaraja's intelligence is enna maadha neengale sollidunga. I'll give the credit. No. No, don't try to justify. It's not right because he has already said all that. You know the list. It is musical intelligence. So Ilayaraja will not clear any competitive exam. By old standards, we'll say his IQ is very poor. He is not very good. But he is Ragadevan. He has composed so many things. Just like that, in half an hour, he can make 5 songs which are new, created. So, unless somebody is really intelligent with music, how can they come out with such? A.R. Rahman, for that matter, many musicians, even kids. If you watch Super Singer, I watch regularly, Vijay TV program. You all must be in Foundry. That time we watch happily at home. Children 4-5 years old, the way they use Sangati or all that, so it's very difficult to understand. Only without any visuals, when you listen to music with the proper headphones, you will know the nuances, the intricacies, the small changes. So intelligence is what is the ability to understand, ability to interpret, ability to create, ability to evaluate, something like that. It goes up stage by stage. You must be able to appreciate music, you must be able to understand music, then you must be able to evaluate good and bad music, then you must be able to create music. That's the highest form of intelligence, creation. So in everything, in Foundry, some people are very intelligent. They are engineering smart. Some people are big picture thinkers. They can see what other people cannot see. They can see something beyond what is obvious to others. So these are some types of intelligence. But what he says is, one is musical, second one is kinesthetic, using body very smartly. Kapil Dev, he will never bowl a no ball even in nets, which is, he is using his body so well. So they used to say about Venkatraghavan, if you put a pin and then you ask him to bowl, he can bowl on the pin's head every time. All the 6 balls he can bowl exactly on the pin's head, it seems. From 22 yard difference, he can come and throw exactly on that. He is perfected. Or maybe some people, even with whatever practice, they will not be able to do. Some people are able to do. By nature it comes. So that is what they say intelligence. So music, kinesthetic. How else a person can use his body intelligently? I know of some welders in BHL, Trichy, who are born welders, we can say. Sculptors. So those painters. So, பூ கட்டுறது, ஒரு கோலம் போடுறது. You cannot imagine how well they do. So some people are able to use their fingers, eyes, body, acrobats, divers. The way they dive, not even one drop of water will spill. They'll go like an arrow inside water. So kinesthetic, and then what else? Third, then linguistic, word smart. Kambar, Thiruvalluvar, or recently I am reading Tirumula's Tirumandram. 3000 Padalgal of 4 lines each only, and every line has got 4 words. If you remove Ingu, Ichi, Pulli, Vartegal, every line has got only 12 words. He has done 3000 with all meaning in his lifetime. Maybe he would have done in 2-3 years, we don't know, with all that. So, Kambar, 10,500 Padalgal. So, I have done a book on management thoughts in Kamban. 150 songs only. He has talked about performance appraisal, rewards, recognition, team management, workers' participation management. Everything is there in Kambaravayana. It's eye of the beholder. What you want to see, you will see. So we can see all that. So there are 7 types of intelligence. So kinesthetic, musical, all that. Now, the last 2 are interpersonal intelligence and intrapersonal intelligence. What is interpersonal intelligence? What is intrapersonal intelligence? Maybe you touched a bit before. Now I am giving you a clue. Interpersonal intelligence and intrapersonal intelligence. If both are combined, that is emotional intelligence. That's how we connect the subject now. From frames of mind to 7 types of intelligence. Of that, last 2 are interpersonal, intrapersonal. Combined together is emotional intelligence. Interpersonal intelligence is how do you move with other person. Some people are comfortable with everybody. Some people are uncomfortable with everybody. சில பேரை நீங்க அனுப்பிச்சீங்கன்னா எங்க போனாலும் பிரச்சனை பண்ணிட்டு வருவோம். சில பேரை நீங்க வந்து even if a plane hijack you send him, he will be able to get the passengers safe. ஆமா, அவன் பேரை சொன்னாலே பிரச்சனை ஆயிடும். So some people when they travel, you know of somebody by name, Arc Linklater. I talk about him in sales training. Arc Linklater, to begin with, he was a radio jockey. In US, before television era, it was only radio, and he was a great radio jockey. Then he became a great salesperson in insurance. Arc Linklater, now the Annachi or Sun TV, used to interview kids. So he used to do kids in radio. So to handle kids, you need to be really interpersonal intelligent. So people are wondering about his success in sales. How is he so successful? Somebody want to decipher and understand what works with him. So how he is working. So when he was traveling in a flight, in 2-seater row, somebody was sitting next to him. They decided to catch hold of the next guy who traveled along with Arc Linklater and interview him to understand what was he in the flight. So the flight landed, so all of them were coming out. They caught hold of this guy. They showed Arc Linklater. We saw you sitting next to him. What do you think about him? That person said, I will do anything for him. I will do anything for him. All that happened was they traveled together for half an hour. If we travel with somebody for half an hour, they will say, "Ivana enna vena pannalam." Avanukku enna vena pannalam. Avarukkaga enna vena pannalam. So then they asked, what is the secret? How somebody has turned completely for him? So enna vena pannalamngara alukku half an hour la somebody is able to do. Then they asked Arc Linklater. So he said, when you are in conversation with somebody, you forget yourself. You give all importance and attention to that person. Make him feel significant. Make him feel important. Make his requirements very important. He likes. All of us are like that. We are made like that. When we are treated well, when we are respected, We are with them. Sales is made like that. So we give insurance check to guy who is respecting us, treating us well, shows dignity, courteous, all that. Who, whatever intelligent somebody is, that we don't mind. We don't want him. I can lose business, but I will not do business with him. The way he talks, interpersonal intelligence is success. If you go back to the original, some people are very successful in life even without great educational qualification or IQ, because their EQ is so good. EQ is also a outcome of your interpersonal intelligence. Then we are left with what? Intrapersonal intelligence. What is intrapersonal intelligence? Correct. So how much comfortable you are with you? Harmony. Some people are not comfortable with their looks, with their education, with their family, with their parents, with their whatever they have got. They're always gripping, worried, looking at others, comparing, and then saying, why this to me? Why not? A. B. Some people don't know what they are, for what they get upset, for what they get angry, or for what they shout. So if somebody is intelligent, they can understand themselves well and manage themselves well. If somebody is intrapersonal intelligent, they can understand others well and handle others well. So why handling self is difficult? Why handling others is difficult? Because we all are driven not by anything else but by our emotions. I'll tell you two examples. One is, some of you may be knowing about writer K. Rajanarayanan. If I'm getting the name right, it is he who was to be interviewed for a magazine. The interviewing person came. And then the person, they were getting ready, and then K. Rajanarayanan was sitting, and then this person asked, Sir, you are a great writer. Sir, can you tell me how many short stories you have written? Over. What do you think would have happened? Short stories. Why?
Maybe he is not a short story author and he is some other.
Okay.
So that interviewer has not seen the history before coming to him and talking.
You are right. You are perfectly right. He is a short story writer. But K. Rajanarayanan was upset that you have come to interview me, you don't even know how many stories I have written. So you don't even know. I went to Etraj College for a talk. I know for sure all students on seeing my name on the poster would have done what? Googled. They all, no need for introduction. They Google. That's the today's generation. They understand. So Rajanarayanan, this I know, very close, I cannot call friend, an elderly person. Sa Kandasamy, another Sahityaka Academy winning writer. I used to walk with him for 20 years. Why I say I used to? Because he is no more. We lost him in COVID-19. So he went to JRTV. He was to be interviewed. The same thing incidentally happened to him also. Some youngster came, Sir, okay, you tell me, sir, we are going to do the interview. Let me understand about you. What have you done? He said, I have done nothing. I am a zero. Thank you very much. Sir, interview. Please, madam, I am a zero, Peter. So what do you think of K. Rajanarayanan and Kandasamy in this context? They are intelligent or not?
They may be intelligent, but they are not emotionally
intelligent. You are right. They may be, they are intelligent. Why doubt that they are intelligent? But they are not emotionally intelligent. And we can also qualify at that point of time. It's not that throughout their life they were not emotionally fools. But at that point of time, when provoked, so different things provoke us. Maybe for these things we are okay. For something else we get upset. What are some of your such foolish acts? Can only those who talk about their own shortcomings or very strong people. This is how I motivate.
In IIF, one thing is I know today morning.
Yes, sir.
One guy has experienced 40 years experience in the one arranging an exhibition. That fellow was being emotionally questioned. Without notice, he resigned. Emotional decision. But the people have accepted the resignation. Then he's feeling for it, that he can't take it back.
You're right. Two things. He resigned emotionally, they accepted emotionally. Maybe they've lost a good worker.
What I'm trying to tell is, even though you have 40 years in this field, emotionally, just fraction of a second, that fellow resigned. Juniors at very less age, they accept, they are only expecting that.
So he yielded. They wanted, he yielded.
Emotionally, they touched.
They provoked. By design, they provoke.
Because of failure.
It happens in big companies. If you want to remove somebody, they reduce the respect. So they will deal with you with the lower level people. Some lowest level person will tell you the rule that you have erred. You will get upset. So how many years so it happens. So I know of a person who worked in Bank of Madras, who could have become a chairman of the company. I am still in conversation with him. He could have become a chairman. He was number 2. He gave a proposal for a canteen to be run within. The chairman did not accept. He got upset and he resigned. He left the job over such a small decision. It's not that whether the incident is small or big. You know cricketer Sidhu?
He's in jail now.
He was. Leftly, he came out. As though he jumped the wall, he said he left it. He came out. Okay. And mind you, we were recording. Can be edited. Okay. So, why he went to jail?
Emotion.
Because he killed somebody. Can you believe he killed somebody? In a car park area, over a tussle and conversation about parking. So that guy shouted, he shouted, then this guy, whatever he had in his hand, he used, and that guy died. He not even know that guy in life, not met him before, nothing against him, with him, anything. But that guy played a big role. He played a big role in his death, and that guy played a big role in his life. Momentary. In road, what happens? Road rage. In Bihar, MLA's son was going in a car and somebody else was driving along with him. And they sped and then they crossed him. The MLA's son could not tolerate that. And then he raised the car, went, and then he took the pistol and killed that guy. And he was put to jail. That small incident he cannot edit in his life. He cannot delete, unlike videos. So he had to be behind bars. Whatever he was. It's called road rage. It happens. What is the provocation? What provokes you? There was a thief who decided to live a better life. He thought, so far I have been doing. Now I am married. I want to live a decent life. He decided that we will do one last robbery, make good money and stop with that. He went for that last robbery. It was very dark and nobody was there. He thought the door is locked, nobody is there. By the time he was about to move away with some jewels, he saw a old lady looking at him inside the house. He was shocked. Old lady started to shout. His amygdala worked. Amygdala is the emotional brain, so it worked. Now the lady shouts, I am going to get caught. My decision will be, I will be put behind bars. So entire rest of the life will be changed. So he said, I will put back everything, madam, don't show. That lady did not. So she got more confidence. Now this guy is now backing out. He said, I am going to shout. This guy thought the only way to stop the noise is to kill her. He broke a soda bottle and stabbed her dead. He had not planned that. His plan was different, but something else happened. Lady did not expect this. She could have left the jewels to go. Even he was prepared to leave the jewels and go. They call it in split seconds. The emotional brain takes a decision, makes us act. At that point of time, we always have two types of brain. It's not just left brain, right brain. We all have an emotional brain and a rational brain. Rational. Emotional brain is natural. From the ages of apes, we carry that emotional brain. Fight, flight, mate, eat. These are basic instincts. So we all do that. But with the education and culture, and then we are developing our rational brain. This is how to talk in a room. This is how to behave with boss. This is how to request. All that are learnings. They are stored in rational brain. When an input comes to eyes, ears, or whatever senses, whatever we see, all that goes to a place called thalamus in our center, brain center. Like you imagine a factory, your foundry. There is a gate, there is a security. So a visitor or a van comes, that gate security will send them to front office. The front office, a receptionist or a clerk will be sitting and asking, for what you have come. They'll say, I want to deliver, go to stores. I want to check, go to finance. I want to get the maintenance. They will direct. So the thalamus is direction center. The inputs are coming. Mostly all the information will be the logic sequences. It will all go through rational brain. Rational brain will verify. Okay, how to react to this, how to react to that, how to react to this. Then it happens. Then based on the decision, the rational brain will inform the emotional brain. Okay, you smile. Okay, you cry. Okay, you hit him. Okay, you smile, whatever. So the emotional brain will execute. These are normal happenings. Suppose in a foundry, there is a fire. The fire. The person who saw the fire, will he go to the reception and say, Madam, I have some information. What? There is a fire. And then he'll say, okay, wait, I'll inform the manager. Sir, manager, phone is engaged. Okay, second, sir, there is a fire. The manager will say, will it happen? It's an emergency. The man who saw the fire will straight away run to the fire station and they will try to do something. In emergency, all protocols or hierarchy or channels are breached. So when you see a threat in life, things doesn't go through your rational brain. Copy communicated to emotional brain. CC marked, parallel, directly to boss. Whether you act or not, the boss will see this. So the emotional brain will act. Then the rational brain will come and say, we should not have acted like this. But the action is over. You should not have stabbed that lady. Had you waited, she would have kept quiet. You should not have shouted looking at the thief. You would kill. All that are rational brain. Emotional brain is fear. Will he get caught? Will he kill me? So it is not only life-threatening that will trigger such emotional hijacks. Daniel Goleman calls this what? Emotional hijack. From your rational brain is that point of time is shut. Only all the energy goes to your emotional brain. It's like in heart we have valves. When it pumps up, the blood cannot come down. It closes like this. When it pumps down, it closes like this. Something like that, the energy, all the energy goes to only emotional brain. The rational brain will not work. அப்பதான் நம்ம சொல்றோம் அண்டால கூட அவசரத்துல கை போகாது. Anda is such a big opening in the vessel. Why not a hand move inside? It will not, because you will make mistakes because the rational brain is shut. But it's road rage, emotional brain, hijack. So thief, emotional brain. So there are many such incidences. Aruvarla vetnadu pala kadaigal irukku. I will tell you. So what you consider and perceive as threat differs from person to person. Some people, respect is very important. If they find slightest reduction in the respect given, he resigned. That's emotional hijack. He never thought of his family. You could have thought that என்ன இந்த 2% இன்னைக்கு ஒரு நாள் சொன்னாங்க, it's okay, what happens? So if I take one day leave, tomorrow I can come back and manage. நினைச்சிருந்தாருன்னா rational brain. What prompted him to write a resignation letter? They'll say, hey, consider pannappa. No sir, I have decided, please take it. Emotional. So what are some of your I want to come back. What are some of your emotional behaviors?
Suppose union leader and discussion between union leader and their management. Union leaders, I might have tried, about Kuchela, right?
Yeah.
Very good, emotionally good blackmail. Suppose no subject between the management and you will provoke the management to say something.
He is emotionally intelligent.
Emotionally intelligent. That fellow will open some nonsense and then they say you catch up that word. Meeting will be closed.
So நம்ம வாயிலே வார்த்தையை பிடுங்கி நம்மளை அடிக்கிறது.
Only
They want confrontation.
They want a confrontation to close the meeting, which management is very strong point, some other point management will have. Kuchela beautifully will tag the union. Something you will provoke, that fellow will talk something, that's what he will do.
Okay. Good example.
Committing suicide comes under emotional hijack.
100%.
Today, latest news is that dancer Ramesh is the Vijay TV fame. He underwent suicide. Today it was his birthday.
Where he dances, Ramesh? YouTube. Not Vijay TV.
No, he comes in television also. He
Ah.
acted in movies. It was his birthday.
Okay.
A couple of his wife, two wife, I think. He's a little bit alcoholic.
No, he says one wife, one concubine. Okay.
So something happened and
Yeah.
I think he went down and suicide.
It happens. How many actresses and then how many industrialists? We know of a coffee baron. No, what happened? He could have, had he thought clearly for a few minutes, he would not have taken that decision. So at some point of time, the mind will be clouded with emotions. The emotions are very powerful. So that is why they say when you feel very low, talk to a person, go out or talk to somebody, the mood will change. So if you get a phone call, you are saved. Suddenly some phone call comes, somebody else asks, எனக்கு இந்த phone number, wrong number வந்தா கூட போச்சு. And the emotional thoughts will get cut and you are back. Otherwise it will take you along to point of no return. So GV, he committed. After that the things are fine. So they are all thriving. So many such people. So it's a good point. So the extremes are killing or committing suicide, but it's not everybody will have that in life. But there are equally consequential poor decisions provoked by emotions. Provoked, leaving a job, suspending somebody, uttering a word. So one word some people will not forget in their lifetime, but we would have said that in the emotion. But they will always think of that and not curse. I know of some couples who don't talk to each other for 20 years now. One incident, for 20 years they live separately. They live in the same house, they don't talk to each other. I have said outside, so only gentlemen to share his examples, some of you. Sir, you have 2 stories I know. So I am an NLP master practitioner, I can make out from distance. 2 or 3? No, 2. Okay.
I was working in company. That gentleman wants to put me in trouble. So he is finding, because he is having vengeance on me, because earlier when discussion I told that it is not possible, something like that. But you are talking the wrong way, like that I indicated. So what he did, he was searching for a chance, and then he found out a vague chance also. Then he called me, because of somebody else's problem, I am asking you to suspend for 3 days. Then I told, why you are suspending, I am resigning.
You are very good, better than him. You don't take trouble, I will resign. That is emotional hijack. So because, why this happens, we must know. Why was he emotional that point of time? What was the emotion going through? We must label emotion. So they say, if you want to become emotional intelligence, you must have your own history of emotional events and then try to label them. And then by labeling, you can understand your emotional makeup. By becoming more aware, I always say when I talk, when I come and stand here, I make another Valliappan sit there, say for example on that fan, and watch at me all the time and guide me if I am overboard. When he says something, I am tempted now to cut a joke. He said that I made a wrong decision. I was about to ask, that time also, Abdina. It could have been witty. I used to tell like that. Now with emotion intelligence, I have reduced that. Because that Valliappan, another Valliappan is cautioning me. So it may be a joke, but you are hurting him. So if you can make your own self, watch yourself in action, that is emotional intelligence. Some of us are good in doing postmortem. But postmortem is of no help. Surgery is of help. When things happen, you should have control. The best thing is things should not happen. That is even better. In emotional stages, I have marked 4 stages: awareness, control, practice, mastery. See, I tell an example. Sachin Tendulkar or Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was shot dead. What should have been the reaction? Ayo, Amma, Pavi, why you do this? Whatever. He said, Hey Ram. To such a reaction for such an action can come only with so much of emotional control and practice. The basic thought process itself should be so kind and good thinking about people, you will react like that. It happens with Tendulkar, not only Mahatma. Sachin Tendulkar had a bad patch. After a long time, he was playing against Australia, and that time he was in his 95, 97, 98. About to get a century. That one century will turn all his critics silent. He's going to prove. And you know, some of you, if you know cricket, in cricket, what ball is not allowed, which becomes a no ball, is a beamer. Beamer is a straight full toss coming to the man, the person himself. That is not allowed. It will be called a no ball. The bowler is bowling a beamer. The beamer for Sachin's height hits his head. And severe pain probably in jaw or something. Such a pain. Added to that, that's such an important, critical time for his career, in his life, for his image. Somebody is doing like that, what will be the reaction of a batsman to the bowler? The bowler got worried. It can be a slip of the hand, not intentional. Whatever, but it hurt. With that hurt, that bowler came running and apologizing. Sachin only said it's okay. I consider equal this to Mahatma Gandhi's reaction. So unless you are really kind inside, during such provocations, you cannot react. So therefore, if only Sachin was thinking about himself was so humble, his own requirements so ordinary, one can behave like that. Many a times, why somebody is, he would have got provoked because self-pity. I would label it as self-pity. What is self-pity? I have worked in this company for so long. I have been so loyal. I have contributed so much. But these guys are treating me like this. I am poor. This is a script, right? This is a script he would have had. So this script when runs, it creates a feeling of self-pity. In the self-pity he says, you guys don't value me, better I will resign. That's the emotional reaction. So all of us have a self-image. I am knowledgeable, I am great, I am rich. If you touch somebody's ego about his richness, so you see some people will tip for 500 rupees coffee, they will tip 2000 and say, take it. Ego. Because somebody said, sir, for 2000 I don't have change, sir. So you keep it. அவனுக்கு தெரியும் இவருக்கு குசேலர் பண்ண மாதிரி நான் தெரியாம சொல்லிட்டேனே. So therefore, if you know, some people act in guilt. Guilt is a powerful. So somebody say, because of you I am suffering, because of you I am suffering, because of you suffering. And if you really augur well for them, so you feel, why because of me this fellow is suffering, I want to help him. In guilt we will do something. So somebody may be by design doing all this. So to make it short and cut it now, We all are acted upon by our emotions. Emotions are of different types. A person's success in life depends on their emotional intelligence, managing self, motivating self, managing others' emotions, and doing accordingly. With that, I close this talk. If there are a few questions, I'll take. Thank you. Or you can share your incidences.
You said there are 4 stages: awareness, control. Third and fourth,
Master.
and
You can take in your phone, you can take a photo of this. What I have listed. Or you can note down and give me this. Okay. Any other question?
They're giving to
I gave. Can you recall?
That is like kind of attitude or know yourself.
No, I have already said. If you recall, you will get it. Just recall. No Swiggy. Cook your own food. Look back your events. Label them.
Okay.
Think about them. The more you look at it, the more consciousness you will develop. The next time you are about to shout, so that consciousness, there is a concept called rectified activating system in all our brains. I have written a book on NLP, Yedulum Peruvitri, Rasavadam. In that book I have stated in detail about it. Rectified activating system. Because every second we are bombarded with thousands of information. I am now talking, there is a noise, there is a light, there are reactions, there is chillness. So I see him touching his nose, somebody is sitting like this. So everything is coming, but my brain cannot process, need not process. So the God or nature has designed a system called rectified activating system, which is to filter only the important information and present to the boss, that's me. My rectified activating system gave me only information that are required by me. Who decided what are required? My values, my interests, my fear, threat to me, all that are important to me. So இப்போ புசு புசுன்னு ஒரு சத்தம் கேட்டுச்சுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, நான் கொஞ்சம் பாம்புக்கு பயன்னு வச்சுங்க, அப்படி பார்ப்பேன். இப்போ பாம்புக்கே பயப்படாத வச்சுங்க, இங்கேயுமா அப்படின்னு பார்ப்பாரு. ஸோ அவருடைய ரெக்டிஃபைட் ஆக்டிவேட்டிங் சிஸ்டமில் அவருக்கு என்ன ஃபியர் இருக்கோ, அவருக்கு என்ன ஆசைகள் இருக்கோ, சில பேர் பொண்ணு போனால் உடனே திரும்பி பார்ப்பான். அவருடைய ரெக்டிஃபைட் ஆக்டிவேட்டிங் சிஸ்டம் எந்த பொண்ணு எந்த வயசானாலும் பாருன்னு சொல்லுவோம். மோஸ்ட் இவரது மட்டும் எடிட் பண்ணிடுங்க சார். இல்லை, நான் இன்னும் அந்த ஆன்சர் முடிக்கல. நான் உங்கள் கொஸ்டினை வச்சுக்கிறேன். யாருக்கு நான் ஆரம்பித்தேன், ரெக்டிஃபைட் ஆக்டிவேட்டிங் சிஸ்டம் இருக்கு இல்லைங்களா, அதில் இப்போ உதாரணத்துக்கு நான் வந்து கார் கொஞ்ச நாள் கழிச்சு தான் வாங்கினேன். முதல்ல ஸ்கூட்டர் வச்சுருந்தேன். ஆஃப்டர் ஐ பாட் அ கார், that was in year 2000, Maruti 800, green color. After when I bought the car, I simply bought. I didn't know details. After I bought, I looked at the road. There are not many green cars. I was wondering why I bought that green car. Then I noticed Maruti 800 இப்படி இருக்கு, அது அப்படி வேற கார்லாம் இப்படி இருக்கு. இது வரைக்கும் எல்லாமே ரோட்ல ஓடிச்சு. I never noticed. Now that a file is opened about cars in my mind, I am able to interpret information which has already been coming. I never bothered. Now I started bothering. So வயசானாதான் அந்த அனுபவம் கிடைக்கும்ன்றாங்க இல்லையா, அது மாதிரி. ஸோ நீங்கள் உங்களுக்குன்னு ஒன்று இருக்குல்ல, அதை நீங்கள் உங்களுடைய அந்த டிஃபிகல்ட் ஏரியாஸை நீங்கள் கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டு அதே திங்க் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிங்கன்னா your file will open. So they say there are some conversations, some events, some persons are triggers. சில பேரை பார்த்தோன்னு நம்ம கடுப்பாயிடுவோம். அவனை கூட்டிகிட்டு வந்தாங்கன்னு வச்சுங்க யூனியன்லேருந்து, அவன் வந்தாலே நம்ம எதுவுமே முடிக்க மாட்டோம், நமக்கே தெரியாது. அவனை பார்த்தோன்னே உள்ளே எரிச்சல் ஓடிட்டே இருக்கும். என்னப்பா வந்துட்டீங்களா, காலையில் இதானா, வேறு வேலை இல்லையா, ஒர்க்கை பாருங்கப்பாமோ. என்ன சார் சாதாரணமாக கேட்டால் கத்துறீங்க, அவன் தான் காரணம். நமக்கு தெரியாத சப்கான்ஷியஸாக சம்திங் இஸ் ட்ரிகரிங். அவனை பார்த்தா கடுப்பாகுது நமக்கு. சில பேர் வந்து வேலை முடியும். ஸோ இது எல்லாம் வந்து இது வந்து கஸ்டமைஸ்ட் based on our upbringing, birth, surrounding, friends, your average of your next 5 friends ன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க, அது மாதிரி. So you must become aware of your shortcomings, think about it all the time or consciously for some time, then your eyes will open, your antennas will pick up clues when it's likely to happen. அப்போ நம்ம we can control. Unless you know, you cannot control, இல்லையா? ஏதோ தீர மாதிரி வருது உயர பாருங்கிறோம்ல, ஸ்மெல் பண்ணுறோம்ல, அது மாதிரி நம்மளை ஸ்மெல் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிடும். ஆஹா, டென்ஷன் ஏறுதுடா நமக்கு. சில பேர் பாடியில் சோரோஸ்னு ஒரு பெரிய இன்வெஸ்டர் இருக்கார், அவர் சொல்லுவார், எப்போ அவருக்கு முதுகு வலிக்குதோ ஒரு ஸ்டாக் விலையை பார்த்தா தட்ஸ் அ டைம் டு செல் தான். இட்ஸ் கிரேட் அசோசியேஷன். இஃப் யூ கேன் அசோசியேட் யுவர் பாடி சேஞ்சஸ், because emotions cannot simply play out only in mind, it will show up in body also. When some people come and ask our koral, our kannir, avங்களுடைய பேச்சு, we don't observe ourselves and others. By that we can improve. Sorry, நீங்க மைக் வச்சிருந்தா கூட அவர் தான் நம்பர் 2. ஏன்னா not only vice chairman, also he asked. இல்ல அவருக்கு ஒரு மைக் இருக்கு.
சார், நான் கொஸ்டினை கொஞ்சம் முன்னாடி கேட்டதில் மாற்றி கேட்குறேன்.
நீங்கள் இப்போ ரேஷனல் மைண்ட்லேருந்து கேட்குறீங்களா, எமோஷனல் மைண்ட்லேருந்து கேட்குறீங்களா?
போத். குட் அமௌண்ட் ஆஃப் எமோஷனல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் இஸ் அவைலபிள். ஆர் தே ஆல் சக்சீடட்?
What is success?
Success means
Ramana Maharishi is successful, highly emotionally intelligent. For him, he wanted what he got, that success. Success is nothing but achieving what you want. What you want can be different to different people. Yes sir, எனக்கு இவ்வளோ பிடிச்ச சப்ஜெக்டை சேலஞ்ச் பண்ண விடுவோமா நாங்கள்? Actually, I am only thinking answer. I don't have ready-made answer. I am just processing the answer. இல்லை, அவர் கேள்வி என்ன கேட்குறாரு, நீங்கள் எமோஷன் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் இவ்வளோ தூக்கி பிடிக்கிறீங்களே, எமோஷனல் இன்டெலிஜென்ட்டாக இருக்கவங்க எல்லாருமே வெற்றி பெற்றுவாங்களா? எமோஷனல் இன்டெலிஜென்ட்டாக இருக்கவங்க வேலையை விடாமல் இருக்கலாம். இப்போ நீங்கள் உங்களுடைய மிகப்பெரிய விருப்பமே சுயகௌரவத்தோடு இருக்கிறது. மயிர் நீக்கின் உயிர் வாழா கவரிமான், நம்ம வீரர் பரம்பரை, விழுப்புண் நெஞ்சில் வாங்கணும், செத்தா கூட பரவாயில்ல, நாட்டுக்காக விடணும் அப்படிங்கிறது உங்களுடைய டொமைனாக இருந்து உங்கள் இமேஜாக இருந்தால் அதுக்கு உயிர் விட்டீங்கன்னா சக்ஸஸ். எமோஷனலி யூ ஆர் அ ஃபூல். இட்ஸ் நாட் தட் எவ்ரிபடி ஷுட் பி எமோஷனலி இன்டெலிஜென்ட் அண்ட் ஒன்லி லீவ் ஃபார் தட். நான் சொல்லுவேன், சில சமயங்கள் எமோஷனல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் தான் காம்ப்ரமைசிங் டூ மச். யூ ஆர் அ வெஜிடபிள், என்ன எல்லாத்துக்கும் அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணி போகிறதானா? இல்லை, காந்தி எமோஷனல் இன்டெலிஜென்ட்டாக இல்லையா? ஏன்னா a person who is able to, everybody will become emotional, but how do you express emotions is where the difference is. நீங்கள் இப்போ அவரை ரிசைன் பண்ண சொல்கிறாங்க, he got emotional. அவர் ரொம்ப எமோஷனலி இன்டெலிஜென்ட்டாக இருந்தால் அப்படின்னு என்ன, அவருக்கு என்ன நடக்குது பிரச்சனைன்னு அவருக்கு புரிஞ்சால், உணர்வுகளை புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டா, அதை ஒரு கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணியிருந்தாருன்னா அந்த நேரத்தில் ரிசைன் பண்ணாமல் தன்னுடைய ஒர்த்து என்னங்கிறத அந்த முதலாளிக்கு புரிய வச்சு யார் இவர் ரிசைன் பண்ண சொன்னாங்களோ அவங்கள வெளியில் போக வச்சாருன்னா ஒரு சக்ஸஸ். அப்போ எமோஷனலி இன்டெலிஜென்ட்டாக அதை பண்ண முடியும். நம்ம எல்லாரும் எமோஷனலாக ஃபாலோ ஆகிடுவோம். அந்த கண்ட்ரோல் வந்திருந்தால் நல்லா இருக்கும்னு அவருக்கு பின்னாடி தோணும். அந்த கண்ட்ரோல் அந்த மொமெண்ட்டில் வராது. இப்போ நான் சொல்கிறது உண்டு, ஒரு காரில் நம்ம போயிட்டுருக்கோம், ரோட்டில் ஃபேமிலியோட ஹாப்பியாக என்ஜாய் பண்ணலான்னு போகிறோம் ஈஸியாக. வி ஆர் டிரைவிங் அட் 60, இளையராஜா இஸ் பிளேயிங், அப்படியே போயிட்டுருக்கு, ஏசி நல்லா இருக்குது. பக்கத்தில் ஒருத்தன் பின்னாடி ஹார்ன் அடிச்சுட்டே வரான், பாம் 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 பாம். வி ஆர் இரிட்டேட்டட். அப்புறம் பையன் சொல்கிறான், விட்டு தொலைங்கப்பா அவனை. பக்கத்துலேயே வந்துட்டான் பேரலாக. அவன் நம்ம 60, அவன் 60, நம்ம 65, அவனும் 65, நம்ம 70, அவனை விடக்கூடாதுங்க, அவன் 75, நம்மளும் 75, 80 பயம். இப்போ நம்ம காரை யார் ஓட்டுறா? இப்போ அவருக்கார யார் ஓட்டுனது? குசேலர் யாரையோ ஓட்டிட்டு இருக்காரு. நம்ம காரை நம்மளே ஓட்டினா எமோஷனலி இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ்.
Good philosophy what now HR practices. 50% of the salary for what you paid is listen what they say. 50% of the salary don't react.
Excellent. Listen what they say, don't react. I am doing that now. I am not putting my 2 cents on this. I am just simply accepting. Last 2 questions.
Yeah. Sir, anger and emotion, it goes hand in hand.
Anger is an emotion. They are not different.
So can I have a tip for anger management? What I would tip?
நீங்க angry person-ஆ?
Sometimes. I used to be, but now it's not. Now I'm not.
Anger or emotion, for controlling any emotion, it's the same method.
Anger management.
So நீங்க எல்லாத்துக்குமே ஒரு ரூட் காஸ் இருக்கு. நீங்க உங்களுடைய ஹையஸ்ட் ஆங்கருக்கு எப்போ வந்ததுன்னு யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. அதை யோசிச்சு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அதுக்கு என்ன காரணம்னு தெரியும். உங்களை ஏமாத்தினா சில பேருக்கு ரொம்ப கோவம் வரும். சில பேர் வந்து they ready to give anything, but they will not be allowing anybody to cheat them. Or even for 50 paisa they will fight because they don't want to be cheated. That is their script. I cannot be cheated. I will not allow anybody to. So why you get anger? அதுதான் காஸ். ஸோ நோய் நாடி நோய் முதல் நாடி அது தணிக்கும் வாய் நாடி வாய்ப்பச் செயல். Yes, sir. Hope I have answered, sir. You are not angry with me.
No. I'm pacified.
Is there any difference between men and women as far as EQ is concerned? Any study has been made?
So there are a lot of questions about this. So we cannot say. So it's everywhere. So I don't find, in fact, in my research, I have asked this question and tried to answer. There are no concrete evidences for only one. So some studies say this, some studies say that. We can argue both ways. Women are more emotional, but cannot express. Their tear is not an outburst of or an outcome of sympathy. Sometimes it's an outcome of anger. If you are angry, you show up differently. If they are angry and if they are suppressed, they show up differently. So அது மாதிரி இருக்கு. But all of us are humans. Circumstancesல பொறுத்து தான். நீங்கள் இப்போது நம்மக்கிட்ட ஒரு சிஎம் இருந்தாங்க, 2 சிஎம் இருந்தாங்க, ஒன் அகேன்ஸ்ட் another. யார் எமோஷனலி பேலன்ஸ்டு? எப்படி உங்களுக்கே திருப்பி போட்டேன் பார்த்தீங்களா? We know one person was not emotionally intelligent. Used to say, இந்த கூட்டத்தில் அவர் இல்லை, அலையன்ஸ் பார்ட்னரே இல்லை, அவர் பேரை வாழ்கன்னு கத்துறாங்க, மைக்கில் கேமராலே சொல்கிறாங்க போயா அவர் இங்கே இல்லைன்றாங்க, அலையன்ஸ் பார்ட்னர். ஸோ she was so image conscious. So any threat to image, outburst. ஸோ somebody வந்து நேர நீ முட்டாள்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இட்ஸ் ஓகே, அப்படியா சொன்னாங்க, சரி பரவாயில்லப்பா பார்க்கலாம். அப்புறம் போய் பின்னாடி எமோஷனலி இன்டெலிஜென்ட். ஸோ அதனால் இட்ஸ் நாட் மென். இதை மாற்றியே சொல்லலாம். எமோஷனலி காமும் இருக்காங்க. இண்டிவிஜுவல் பேஸ்ட், நாட் ஜெண்டர் பேஸ்ட். எஸ் சார்.
People with emotional intelligence will be generally satisfied and happy. That's what I found. And you can practice let go nature. That helps you to keep yourself balanced in most of the situations.
You are right, partly. Because emotional intelligence is not always letting go. Sometimes working for it, tolerating stress, determined and achieving is also an outcome of emotional intelligence. Maharashtra, somebody because of his caste was not allowed to take water from a well. Agitated, humiliated, he went and dug a well all by himself in 3-4 days. Whole well. That emotion he converted into productive energy. Some people வந்து படம் எடுக்க முடியாது, நீ எல்லாம் படம் எடுத்துருவியா அப்படின்னு கேட்டுட்டா அவன் படம் எடுத்து சக்ஸஸ்ஃபுல் காமிப்பான். அவமானம் becomes an investment. For some people அவமானம் becomes a தற்கொலை. So it's a very strong material. How you use it matters. Emotion can be productively used. It's very essential part of success in life. It's not that we must be devoid of emotions. We should avoid emotions. We must use emotions. We should not fall prey to emotions. With that we close. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. To now felicitate our illustrious speaker for the day, Dr. Soma Valliappan. We now request Mr. K. Varadarajan, Vice President, Operations, to felicitate him with a Angavastram. We now request. We now request Mr. V.P. Prem Kumar, Director, Marketing and Quality, Nelcast Limited, to felicitate our speaker. you, gentlemen. It'll be served in the same place. So we'll just be clearing out the chairs and then we'll start the dinner here. Yes, sir.
Shall we buy the book, sir?
Yeah, as I already told you, there are 2 books here. One is in Tamil and the other one in English. So the books can be purchased from here. Thank you very much.